Well, good morning, everyone. And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And nice to have you on with us, and we always appreciate it. You have no idea how much we enjoy you guys. Brahim, I never heard of you before. You first time on this show? Michael, you too? First time? Okay. Bill, how are you? And Andrea, Niagara Falls. Sandra from Marilia, good morning. John, our friend from Elgin, Illinois. And Brahim thinks it's funny. Yeah, Brahim, I never heard of you before. Mary from Norwood. Jeanette, good morning from our staff. Georgie, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Fran from Orangeville. Donna from Park Hill. And Linda from St. Jude, Quebec. Lindas, we love those Lindas. Nellie, Diane from Thunder Bay. Nick from our staff, good morning. Suzanne, hello. Louise de Sudbury, bonjour. Kevin from Oshawa. Laurie, Kidneys of Canada, Niagara Falls. Kelly, London. Cheryl, West Virginia. Donna, Newfoundland. And Frida and Eric, Ottawa. Leela, Werner. Louise, good morning. Snowy Cornwall. Francis, good morning. Jeanne, South River. Vince, Betty Lynn. And Brahim saying hi to Kevin. Sandy. Some people come by and they go, Doc, you miss me. I didn't mean to. Lorna, Eva, and Julie, and Ginny, and another Donna. Good morning. Sandy, Chilliwack, British Columbia. Andrea, Nouveau Brunswick. Gertie, Burlington. Linda, oh, those Linda. Uppsala, Ontario. Where the heck is that? Dave, Nativity. I always miss you, eh, Nativity? I don't know why. Karen, Adeline. Is Dr. McEwen on this morning? I don't know. I can't see her name. Wanda, Virginia. And another Linda. My word, we got Lindas on today. It must be a listening day today. Jane, how are you? I missed Wendy from Markham. Yvonne, how are you? Carol, Mount Pearl, Newfoundland. Danielle, bonjour. Evangeline, how are you? Sue from St. Petersburg, Florida. Ezra, how are you? Bonnie, Manitoulin. Sue, Bolton. Couple of more. Luella, West Tennessee. Kristen, how are you? Donna and Joy and Bonnie, how are you? Little Britain and Annalisa. I don't want to forget you from North Bay. Catherine from Newfoundland. And Dang, how are you? Lorna, freezing Maryland. Well, I'll tell you, it's cold. Kristen and Norma. Okay, now, I got so many studies that came out this week, I don't know where to start. Okay, I don't know where to start. This was a headline. You might have seen it. I actually seen it in, I get almost every study that's ever come out sent to me. Whether I talk about them or not, that's another thing. But I got this study before it hit the headlines. But let me see. Did I actually post this? Wait a minute here. I think I did. Here's what it says. Long-term statin drugs linked to heart disease. Now, let me say this, okay? Statin drugs work. They work. What? They work. They lower cholesterol. Okay? So they work. And if cholesterol happened to be the problem, then a miracle occurs. Because I remember in the 80s when they started bringing out statin drugs, and 1997 is when Lipitor came out. I remember it like it was yesterday. This is a miracle drug. And guys, some of you have been following me for just about 40 years. Consistent. Because I always believed that cholesterol is not the problem in heart disease. I said it 40 years ago. I didn't believe it even when the marketing came out on these statin drugs, and I mean big time. Pfizer came out with Lipitor, and as you know, following this program, the number one selling revenue medication of all time. It's into, I believe it's now into $1 trillion. Not billion, but trillion in revenues. 25%, I remember reading this is several years ago, 25% of Pfizer's operating budget was sustained by the sales of Lipitor, just one drug. They made a fortune. But now, after how many years? Now, again, I got this, I got this on my feed that comes to me, all the studies. But I saw it on mainstream media. Here was the headline in mainstream media. Long-term statin drugs linked to heart disease. My word. What? Linked to heart disease. What? It came out to prevent heart disease. It was hailed as a miracle drug because it lowered cholesterol. But when you look for love in all the wrong places, anyway, I remember a guy, okay, coming into the office. This is 25 years ago, okay? He came into the office and I said, okay, why are you here? He said, Doc, I can't even lift my arms. I thought he was joking a little bit, you know? And I said, well, let me see. And he goes, he couldn't lift his arms at all. Okay? Both. So I said, well, were you in a car accident? No. And okay, when did it start? He said it started a couple of months ago. It's got worse and worse. And I said, I asked the question, I'm not kidding you, this is 25 years ago. I said, are you on statin drugs? He didn't know what I was talking about. I said, are you taking medications to lower cholesterol? He said, yes. I said, get off. Because you have a condition called rhombolithiasis. And he looked at me like I had 5 heads, not just 2. No, seriously. What? I said, well, you got muscle damage. It's well established. Rhombolithiasis. Say that fast 5 times. Within 2 weeks of getting off his statin, and I'm not telling people to get off his statins. I was in practice, and that person couldn't even lift his arms. I said, okay, and tell your doctor you're getting off. And within 2 weeks, he could lift his arms. That was one problem. But you know what they're finding now? You know what they're finding out? You want to lower cholesterol? You do it at your own peril. You want to lower cholesterol? And I know the whole world went for it. The whole world. Everybody in the world, 99.9%, think that cholesterol, here we are in 2023, and they still think that cholesterol is at the heart of, at the heart of heart disease. It's at the root. It's a problem. Cholesterol, bad. Well, the premise was wrong. I believe that even in the 1970s when they were trying to teach me that cholesterol was bad. I said, no, why? Your body makes cholesterol. Cholesterol is everywhere. Every cell in your body has cholesterol. Why would that be the bad guy? And even in the 70s, we knew that 85% of your cholesterol, your body made it. And cholesterol, in terms of food, is found in the animal kingdom. That's why they kept telling you, no butter, margarine, for heart disease. Don't eat red meat. That's bad. It's full of saturated fat. No fat. Guys, here we are. Headline. You know what it does? It actually makes things worse. It calcifies. It calcifies arteries. One of the reasons it does that, and if you followed this program for any length of time, you'll know this. Okay? You'll know this. One of the things that statin drugs does is it fools around with the vitamin K2 synthesis. What is vitamin K2? What did I always teach you guys? K2. God put calcium with K2. Right? Is calcium good? Yep. But only surrounded by K2. When you eat a piece of cheese, you have calcium with vitamin K2. When you eat meat, you have calcium. Do you know you have calcium in meat? Did you know that? Yeah, you do. With K2. When you have butter, calcium, K2. Eggs, calcium, K2. See, that's the key. I've said this for 50 years, K2. Everybody was talking about K1. Salad. You got to eat your salad to get vitamin K1. I said, no, you got to eat eggs, meat, and cheese to get vitamin K2. Vitamin K2 takes calcium that you're eating and puts it where it belongs. It doesn't let it stay in your blood vessels. You don't want calcium in your blood vessels, but guess what happens? Okay? Hey, I'm only quoting studies here. Okay? You can go look it up yourself. The statin drugs, they find out now, affect K2. And it stops K2 from taking calcium out of your blood. Oh, yeah, but doc, I got low cholesterol. I was online last night with a former patient. Why do you want to have low cholesterol? Why? Well, my doctor, I know. I know. You're under a lot of pressure. Let me see those triglycerides. Let me see your HDL. And you want high LDL too. But anyway, that's what this study says. That it's actually, it's actually not, it's working. They lower your cholesterol all right. And why do you want to do that? Okay? So one of the biggest factors, according to this study, and by the way, it was a study looking at a lot of studies. It plays with that synthesis of K2. And K2 can't do its job in the presence of statin drugs. It can't do its job of taking calcium out of your blood vessels. Why do you think we put K2 in with our vitamin D? The Rodney Dangerfield of K2. The Rodney Dangerfield. It doesn't get a lot of respect because people don't know what it does. How important it is. And you get it in food, in the animal kingdom. Now, okay, hot off the presses. And this is very, remember what I was talking to you about rhombolithiasis? Okay? Muscle damage. Now listen to this. Okay? The pathway to muscle damage is through your, you guys know this before I say it. What damages the muscle? Okay? They're called your battery packs. Eh? What does it? What damages your muscle? You guys know this. Your battery packs. Mitochondria. Okay? Mitochondria. Now listen. Linda, any Linda out there? Yes, mitochondria. Now listen to me. I want to say this. Your mitochondria, okay, where do you have the most mitochondria? Number one place. More battery packs than anywhere else. I'm waiting. Where do you have the most battery packs? Okay? Come on, guys. Anyway. Mary, not in the stomach. Brain and heart. Gertie, you got it right. Okay? Now listen. Why do you have more battery packs up here and in your heart than anywhere else in the body? Think about it. Well, energy. You see, brain is headquarters. Your brain needs a lot of mitochondria. Why? Because this is headquarters. Energy produced to make your brain work. So you know what they're finding now? You know what they're finding now? Mitochondria are getting damaged by statin drugs. So K2, down. It doesn't work properly in the presence of medication. 2, I talked to you about rhombolithiasis. Why does the heart muscle, why does a heart medication affect your muscles? Because of mitochondria in the heart. They're damaged by statin. That is well established, guys. You'll even see commercials on statin drugs telling you to take CoQ10, ubiquinol, right? There's one on television that says, it's a physician says, my favorite supplement is CoQ10 ubiquinol. And he doesn't tell you why. He just says, when you're taking a statin drug, you should be on CoQ10 ubiquinol. Now, I've been telling people that for over 40 years. Okay, you're taking a statin. That's between you and your doctor. I'm not telling you not to take it, but if you are taking it, you better take CoQ10. You got that? Why? Because CoQ10 and only ubiquinol, not ubiquinone, ubiquinol will protect your mitochondria in your brain and in your heart. Now listen to this, okay? Listen to this. Hot off the presses again. Not part of this study, but part of another study. That statin drugs, hello, are very significant when it comes to ALS, amyottic lateral sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease. There's a huge correlation between ALS and the use of statins. Now, they're going to bury that. I mean, I just can't see that ever becoming public knowledge. You're going to have to dig or follow me. ALS. Man, that is becoming like an epidemic today is ALS, ALS. Man, that used to be rare. Lou Gehrig's disease, rare disorder, terrible. It's a terrible, terrible disease that kills you. But it has to do, guys, I'm telling you, it has to do with those mitochondria in the brain. Because not only for your memory, you know how many patients I saw over the years that had memory issues? I said, well, look, I know you're trying to lower your cholesterol. I know that. You and everybody else. But it ain't true. Your brain is made up of cholesterol. Why do you want to lower it? Ooh. You wouldn't, guys, you wouldn't believe how I used to have to bite my tongue all the time. Okay? Because, you had these people coming in, they didn't know any better, and they can't question any doctors or whatever, and they don't know, they're just trusting, okay? They're just trusting, and, and I didn't want to burst their bubble. I didn't want to play the bad guy all the time. I didn't want to be the bearer of bad news. So I didn't, I was very respectful of people. I said, look, you might consider at least, if you're going to stay on the statin drugs, okay, please protect your mitochondria in your brain and in your heart. Take CoQ10. And how do you get CoQ10 in food? Steak. What? Doc, what are you talking about? Isn't steak bad? No, steak's good. Sun, steak, and steel. They made a boogeyman with the wrong thing. Cholesterol, you can't live without it. One of the reasons that women have so much trouble with their hormones and they get hormones is because they don't have enough cholesterol. They didn't provide the 15% in their food, because fat makes me fat, and fat gives me cholesterol, and salad is better than a steak. Oh, I might use a little chicken once in a while. I heard that 10,000 times. Okay. Okay. Imagine heart disease. It gets worse. We haven't even put a dent in heart disease. We haven't put a dent in it. After all these years of cholesterol bashing, we haven't put a dent in heart disease. As a matter of fact, it got worse. Someone should get fired, you know. I don't know who to fire. Who do we fire? You know, I love sports. If you lose and you're the coach and you continue losing, you get fired. Don't you? Right? You never like to see somebody get fired. I don't, you know. But if you lose in professional sports, you're out of here. I did a lot of coaching in my life, okay? Okay, AAA hockey and all this and that. And when you're at that level, you better win. I got fired. I was expected to win. And I did a lot of winning, but, you know, when you had years, you had losing seasons, and guess what? I got fired. You know, but we should be firing someone. True or false? Heart disease is worse. Now, I've talked to you about what the real cause is of heart disease, right? What causes that calcification of your arteries? What's the worst culprit? Not fat, it's sugar. Insulin. Insulin is on your side till it's not, until you use it too much. And it causes a cascade of problems, including heart and brain. Okay? So muscle damage, K2 synthesis, rhombolithiasis. Oh boy. You know me and struggling with big words. Somehow I got that one right. Okay. No, but guys, I just get uptight because, man, I hate being lied to. You have no idea. I would rather you look me in the eyeballs and tell me the truth. Okay? I mean that. Tell me everything. Tell me the truth. Don't try and sugarcoat it. Will we ever see a day, in my lifetime, I doubt it, where the pharmaceutical industry will put their hand up and say, you know what, we made a mistake? Do you think it'll happen? No. I guess. I never say never. But one thing I won't do, I won't hold my breath on this one. These articles can come out and they can even make the mainstream, and I don't even think it'll put a dent in the sales. Because what's happened, okay, in medicine, who should be guardians, should be protectors of your health, they won't believe it. Cardiologists won't believe it. They're so programmed. And it starts on day one in medical school. It actually starts in undergraduate. But I mean it. In medical school, day one, they start the mantra, cholesterol, bad. Get those numbers down. We have a drug to get lower LDL. Let's lower LDL. And it works. And if people tell you their side effects, live with the side effects. We're stopping you from having a heart attack. You know how many doctors scare the living life out of their patients, saying if you don't take these, you're going to have a heart attack. I shake my head. And I'm just a little voice crying in the wilderness. John the Baptist. Hello? You out there, listen. Hey, I'm not out to change the world. I'm really not. I'm out to give you info. God gave you a brain. Okay? Use it. You want to challenge me? Challenge me. I'm all up for it. You want to show me that I'm wrong? Show me that I'm wrong. Okay? But like I said, I've been saying this for a long, long time as a public service. And research, it's coming out. It ain't good. It ain't good. And you know what, guys? You know, not easy to convince people. Okay? It's not easy to change people's minds. But you can give them information and let them see what they do with it. You know, let them see what they do with it. Anywho. If I had a watch that, told me to breathe, it would have told me to breathe a long time ago. I get high blood pressure when I talk about stuff like this. I mean it. I get unbelievable because it takes my breath away when I see nonsense. And then you get these studies and go, holy moly, are you kidding me? ALS? Are you kidding? Oh, memory out the door. Ooh, diabetes. I didn't even tell you what it does. I talked to you the other day about what statins do in terms of it gives you insulin resistance, even if you don't eat sugar. And insulin resistance gives you inflammation, and inflammation starts damaging blood vessels. Yikes. Yikes. Okay, share this, guys. Share it. This is one you should share. Share it with your friends. Let them listen. They might not change their mind, but at least give them information. Maybe they'll be well equipped to go talk to their doctors. My word. Okay, guys. Again, I'm breathing, honest, okay? And my headache's gone away. My blood pressure's come down. Okay. We love you guys more than you know. Hey, did I ever tell you how smart you are? Okay? You know how smart you are? You guys are unbelievable. I mean it. Talk to you soon.